This is a video of apostate prophet, and as you know, the Muhammadan, they line up to debate with if I can call it a debate, I call it just a joke, you know, to debate with apostate prophet, but with me they hide in the corner and they don't dare to show or even to let me call them. So let us hear what apostate prophet want to say to us and what happened exactly.
Wait, stop. I'm talking for the bloody Bible. Leave the Bible alone. You don't believe in it.
In which I made the outrageous claim
Let me play that again.
a few days ago, I had a very respectful discussion with these very friendly Muslim apologists.
Wait, stop.
He was quoting for him from the Bible. Look what happened to this Abdul. Wait, stop. Wait. It's very funny that those cowards, they themselves, they quote the Bible when they want to prove to us that Muhammad is a prophet. And if we quote the same book to prove that Muhammad is a fraud, wait, where are you going? What you going? Wait. Remember, apostate prophet is not even Christian. He's an atheist, right? So why you're upset? I mean, he quote from a book as he wish. What's your problem?
For the bloody Bible. Leave the Bible alone. You don't believe in it.
In which I made the outrageous claim that Islam treats the Kaaba as this center of worship for the Almighty Allah and for Abrahamic religion, but in reality, the Kaaba is entirely disconnected from Abrahamic religion, from history, and that it is merely an Islamic adoption from pagan times. To build my argument, I used the premise that the Quran says that the Kaaba was the first house built for Allah, and that Allah tasked Abraham with proclaiming this message of the Kaaba and of pilgrimage to the Kaaba to humanity. The point here is that if that was indeed true, if Allah in the past, in Abraham's time, did indeed give Abraham this big task, then this would of course mean that we would find the Kaaba somewhere in Abrahamic religion. This would mean we could verify historically that the Kaaba was indeed a place of pilgrimage and worship from around the world. When I made the point that according to the Quran, Abraham was supposed to deliver this message to mankind, our dear friend Hamza made the objection and asked me where I get that from.
I don't understand.
The Quran gives Abraham and Ishmael the mission to spread this to the entire world so that everyone comes. This is the major place. This is
where did he do that?
Mother of cities.
Where did he do that?
And yet it has no history within
Where
Christianity
does
and Judaism
Allah
at all.
say about Abraham and Ishmael were sent to the whole world? Where are you getting that from?
I didn't say they were.
And by the way, there is another Abdul, he made fun of apostate prophet because he said, I did not say that. So the Muslims, they agree that they have a bunch of an idiot, and really they agree with this red-haired man who said where it says that Abraham, according to Islam, he will spread the religion to mankind. Listen carefully. And you will see Muslim videos making fun of apostate prophet saying that.
Did he do that?
Mother of cities.
Where
mother of
did he
cities,
do that?
Where?
And yet it has no history within
Where
Christianity
does
and Judaism
Allah
at all.
say about Abraham and Ishmael were sent to the whole world? Where are you getting that from?
I didn't say they were sent to the whole world. I said that.
It's exactly what you just said.
Did I say they were sent to the world? Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
said that. The issue
But what
was
did you mean then?
they were told to tell the people from around the world to come to the
You
Kaaba.
said it again.
Do it again. You did it again, you idiot. You just did it again. No wonder you open a store to sell panties for Muslim women. So this idiot, who he is a convert, and all of them, and the rest of the team, they are Muslim, they are born Muslims. All of them, nobody says to do what the Quran is saying. So they side against opposite prophet just to prove that he's wrong. You know, like if I say Islam teach you to be a pimp, what the Muslim will say, where you says that? But if a Muslim, he says that, yes, brother, it says that. So now this donkey, he didn't agree that Abraham and Ishmael supposedly want to spread the religion of Allah for humanity, and he is challenging his opponent, which is in this case apostate prophet. Where you can get that from? Where you get it from? Wait, you're saying it again, you idiot, again you do it. What's wrong with you?
didn't say they were sent to the whole world. I said that.
It's exactly what you just said.
Did I say they were sent to the world? Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
said that. The issue
But what
was
did you mean then?
they were told to tell the people from around the world to come to the
You
Kaaba.
just did it again. You
Again,
just did it again.
Isn't that
Tell
what the
the
Quran
people
says?
from around the world.
Sorry,
How is Ishmael and I? No, one second.
If I need to make a correction
I'm going to
here.
tell the people around the world.
I found it very strange that Hamza actually made this objection and tried to argue that this is something that I just came up with. This is general knowledge. Let me show you exactly where I got this outrageous claim from. I take this, as I said, from the Quran itself. Apparently, I'm more informed about the Quran.
apparently, guys, those people who claim that they are going to argue with people about Islam and they want to prove Islam to be true, can you believe that an atheist is teaching them what the Quran is teaching? Can you believe it? This guy is an atheist. He's an ex-Muslim, yes, but at the end of the day, he's an atheist. So how 3-4 Muslims sitting together in one room, or like in one live broadcast, and they are challenging him to show us where it says that? That because Islam is religion of the ignorant.
In Quran chapter 22 verse 26, it says, "And mention, when we designated for Abraham the site of the house, saying, do not associate anything with me, and purify my house for those who perform tawaf, circumambulation, and those who stand in prayer, and those who bow and prostrate." And in 27, it then says, "And proclaim to humanity the pilgrimage, the Hajj, or proclaim to the people, or proclaim to mankind." The word here is nas, translated as mankind, used throughout the Quran again and again.
You know, it's really funny that we have people who claim to have religion, but their religion does not make sense. Explain it, they can't defend it, and even when they try to defend it, they prove us right. My Skype is open. If there is anyone can explain to us, first of all, such a statement that Abraham and Ishmael, they went all the way to Mecca. Who want to explain to us what happened? Why they even went there? Anyone? Why Abraham and his wife, Hajar, not all the family, why they went to that location? Who want to explain to us? Who is a Muslim can explain to us? Anyone? You know, we are talking about a religion who believe that Alexander the Great is a prophet of Allah. Anyone is famous is a prophet of Allah. Al-Khadr is a famous fiction person who drunk from the fountain of youth or life, and then he lived forever. He was in the funeral of Noah, and he was in the funeral of Abraham. He was in the funeral of Moses and Aaron, and he was in the funeral of Muhammad. Why? Because he drank from the fountain of youth. Which explains why I'm still so young. I mean, now I'm supposedly at least 200 years old, but still I look 17. That's because I drank from the fountain of youth. It's called Pepsi Cola. So when we ask the Muslims about their logic and their religion, where you get this religion from? Why Abraham he went to that location? Where we can find the story? You see, if we go in the Quran, you will find suddenly the Quran mention Abraham or Ibrahim is raising the Kaaba. Where is the story of Ibrahim coming to Mecca? Where is Mecca? Read carefully with me. This is a chapter 2. And by the way, one of the funny things about the Quran, that you cannot find a story in one place. Like, you know, in the Old Testament, if you want to find how God created the earth and the heaven, you go to the book of Genesis. if you know, like every book have a specification about certain things. You want to read the books of about kings, etc., you go to Kings. In the Quran, if we type the word Ibrahim, I will copy the word Ibrahim as it is here, and I will paste in the search engine. Are we going to find the story of Ibrahim or Aka Abraham in one place? Chapter 2, chapter 2, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 6, chapter 9, chapter 9, chapter 11, 11, 11, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 19, 21, 22, 26, 37, 37, 38, 42, 60, 87. If you want to understand a story about anything, you know, remember, Abraham is from the past. Abraham is from the past, which means it is someone who came and he was before Muhammad. So his story should be in one place. It's okay to mention his name in different places, but not to repeat stories or to tell stories about the guy. I mean, why you don't mention it in one story, one place? So if you go here, because the Quran is made by a person who is, you know, suffering from flight of thought. So you will see here, like in chapter 26, Allah, he delivered Moses and he drowned everybody. Okay, this is about Moses and the Pharaoh. And this is a sign for people to remember who have faith. Wonderful. And indeed your Lord is Almighty. Okay, wonderful. And tell them about Abraham. Like, what the heck? What Abraham? Relate to them about Abraham. When Abraham, he said to his father, what are you worshipping? If you read with me, does it make sense that Abraham is asking his father, what do you worship? Why he is not in the family? He did not see what they worship? What this question is about? They said, we worship idols. He said, do they hear you when you call them? Or do they bring you any benefit or cause you any harm? They said, indeed, we found our fathers doing likewise. He said, have you regarded what you have been worshipping? You or your ancestors? But all those questions we can ask about Allah. Muhammad himself, you see, the Quran says Allah, he said to Abraham, but according to Muslims, Allah, he spoke only to Moses. There's only one person Allah spoke to. Just one. He did not even speak to Muhammad. So, if we put this an examination from Abraham to examine if this is a God to worship or not to worship, let us ask the same questions Abraham is asking to his family. Let us go back. Hey Muslims, what do you worship? They say we worship Allah. We will replace the word idol with Allah, which is an idol anyway. And we are going to be devoted to Allah. Wonderful. He said, do they hear you when you call them? Hey Muslim, do Allah hear you when you call him? Do Allah hear you, Muhammadan, when you call Allah? The answer no. Even Muhammad, he agree with us. Muhammad, he said that Allah he come down every third part of the night to the lowest heaven. Let us see, let us find the hadith so we can read together. All right. Do Allah hear you, Muslims? The Muslim will say yes. What is the proof? None. Because they never spoke to him, they never saw him, they never heard his voice. I'm just trying to find the hadith in English because this hadith have many versions of it in the translation, but we will find it here. Let us see where is the hadith. Let us try a different version in Arabic. The first one we try to find in this website, we could not locate. All right. So this is another hadith. Let us see here. Let us read this one. I heard the Messenger of Allah say, were it not that you would be difficult, it would be too difficult for my ummah, I would have commanded them to use siwak every time for prayer. Siwak is a root of a tree. The Arab, they use it to beat their camel with it. It's a long root. And at the same time, when they are sitting, you know, wasting their time, killing their time because they are sitting in the desert waiting for the animals to eat the grass, or the desert grass, if we can call it the grass. They use the miswak, they put the end of the root in their mouth and they, you know, they chew it. So every time you pray, he will order you if he can do that. And then he says, be careful here. Because when the first third of the night has passed, Allah, may he be exalted, descends to the first heaven and stay there until dawn, comes and he say, there is any, which means anyone asking, so I might be given. If there is anyone praying, so I might answer. So Allah, he go down where? He go down to descend to the lowest heaven. You know, how Allah is almighty and he is all hearing, yet he need to come down every third part of the night. So he will ask, what are you asking me for? Is that fit with the nature of this God? When Muhammad, he says, Allah, he come in the third part of the night. And we can find the hadith in different version of it. And this is Al-Bukhari, the Muslim they cannot say. Al-Bukhari is the most authentic book for Muslims after the Quran, which both of them, they are not authentic. And actually, there's no book, it's called Al-Bukhari. Nobody can find it, it's not exist. But this is what the Muslims Sunni believe, that this is the most authentic. How it's authentic if you don't even have the book? Allah knows best. So Allah, he said here that the superior come every third part of the night saying, if there is anyone there to invoke me. So where he come? He come to the third part of the night, and he come to the lowest part of the heaven. The Muslim believe that there are 7 heavens, which is coming from the Greek mythology. And there is a lowest heaven, and this is the heaven where Allah he seat every third part of the night. As you see here in translation, and this is a Muslim translation, and this is Sahih Muslim, and this is the reference. It says he come to the lowest heaven when on the third part of the night. And this is telling us that Muhammad, he think that there is only one time zone. The whole earth have one time, and this God he come in the third part of the night. Because if Allah he come every third part of the night to the lowest heaven, he have to go up and go down every maybe 1 hour, maybe, depending on your location. Is that correct? So when the Quran speaking about Abraham questioning his family or his people, do you speak to your God? No. Do he answer you? No. Is he useful or harmful? Let us ask the same question to the Muhammadan. If there is any proof that Allah is useful, my Skype is open, by the way. If there is any proof that Allah is useful, if there is any proof that Allah is harmful, if there's any proof that Allah exists. You see, I'm asking the same logic is written in the Quran, so you cannot say this is not logical. And the one is using this logic is your God. Any Muhammadan? Anyone? Let me share my contact if anyone would like to. Actually, one of you, he told me that I can make a code to scan for my contact in Skype. Skype. Let us see. This is my contact for now. We will see if we can create a code so people they can scan easy in their phone and they can join us. All right. Any one of you is a Muslim who would like to join us and ask yourself the same question which you Muslims asking others about their belief. Anyone? The same question you ask to others is where you die. As an example, do they bring you any benefit or cause you any harm? Why Muhammad he kissed the black stone? Do kissing the black stone cause you any useful thing or any harm? Muslims? Anyone? Not a single Abdul? Why you Muslim don't use the same logic as in the Quran? Muhammad he kisses stones. Muslims go around the stone, they kiss the stone, they bow down in front of the stone, they bow to the Kaaba. What is the benefit? And why Allah don't speak to Muhammad? If the Quran is saying that Allah he spoke to Abraham, Allah he spoke to Isa, Allah he spoke to Moses, Allah spoke even to the ants. How come Allah don't speak to Muhammad? Any Muhammadan? Hello? So this argument, this debate is very funny, especially from somebody, supposedly his name is Abraham, who himself, he worshiped the stars. Because look, what his people, they worship in this verse. They worship idols, correct? Okay, let us go to a different chapter. We will find that the people of Abraham, they don't worship idols, they worship stars. And he himself, he worshipped the stars. So, did they worship the stars or they worship idols? In chapter 6, verse number 74, Abraham, he said to his father Azar, text, whatever, which is, you know, Aramaic word. One of you, he asked where we can find the reference for the Azar. I will try to find you like a solid reference, but me, myself, I learned it from an Aramaic scholar, very powerful person, about the meaning, which is foolish, which makes sense. So Abraham, he said to his father Azar, and which means foolish, are you going to worship idol? It makes sense, right? He was receiving books in Aramaic. You see, some might say, well, what are you talking about? Muhammad, he has received books in Aramaic. Where do you get this from? Give me a second. Anything we say here, we have to prove it. Let's see. Okay, let's see if we can find this this hadith in English. Give me a second. Read carefully with me. The Messenger of Allah said he ordered me to learn some statement from writing of the Jews. So what Allah Messenger, he ordered him? To learn some statement from the writing of the Jews for him. And he said, for indeed Allah, I do trust the Jews with my letters. He said, half a month did not pass before I learned it. What books of the Jews we are talking about? It is the Syriac. The Syriac language. If you look here in the English, it doesn't say anything about the Syriac. If you look here in Arabic, it says تعلم السريانية. He ordered me to learn the Syriac language. So Muhammad, because he is a false prophet, he need to know what the Syriac books in the Jewish Talmud, because the Talmud have two versions. There's the Hebrew There's a Syriac. So he want to know what the Syriac Talmud saying, what the Syriac book teaching. So he orders Zayd ibn Thabit, and actually, obviously, Zayd ibn Thabit, either he was himself, he used to be, he grew up between the Jew. The reason I say that, because let me see if I can find the hadith. He used to grow, like, you know, when the Jews, they have two, like, I don't know what the word in English, they have two line of hair coming from their head. You know what I'm saying, right? If you ask yourself, why he have such a thing? It doesn't make sense, right? I'm trying to find the hadith about him having those hair in the side of his head. Let us see. Actually, let's try here in the books of hadith here in this website. Give me a second. I will find it. Anyway, so Zayd ibn Thabit, he have two. Let me find the picture of a Jew. I'm trying to find the word too, you know. Orthodox Jew. All right. Let us find a picture of a clear face of an Orthodox Jew. How they grow? Here we go. So Zayd ibn Thabit, he used to have those on his head. Now, if you ask yourself, why in the world he have that? And why Muhammad, he asked him to go and read what is in the Talmud of the Jews. Why he chosen him? You know, he chosen him for a reason. This guy, he grew up between the Jew, obviously, and he speak their language, but he is not so strong in the Syriac. So Muhammad, he ordered him, like, you know, like he said to him, how good you are in the Syriac language. He said, not much. He said, go and learn it. Why Zayd ibn Thabit need to learn the Syriac? Because Muhammad receiving books from the Jews. He is receiving books from the Jews. Look, there is a Muslim, what we are saying is hurting his feelings, so he said, don't change the topic. CP, Mr. Hashim saying, Mr. Hashim, call me, I did not change the topic. We are talking about Abraham. Where Muhammad is getting his stories from? Why Muhammad, who is inspired by Allah, he need to learn what the Jews books saying? Correct, guys? Why he need, and why Allah don't teach him Syriac? Isn't it him that is the prophet? Isn't this the language of Abraham? So the Muslim get upset. Let me try to find the hadith. I don't like to mention something without finding it. Give me a minute. But the important for us, let us see this one. This one in Musnad Imam Ahmad. Maybe we will not find it here. Let us see. Yeah, Musnad Imam Ahmad is not exist in this website, I guess. But look what we found here in this hadith. They asked Muhammad how long it take to read the Quran, the complete recitation of the Quran. He said in 40 days. Then he said 1 month. Then he again said in 20 days. And then he said 15 days. And then he said in 10 days. Finally, he said in 7 days. Even though we were looking for something different, but this is alone is enough to prove that Muhammad is a scam. I mean, if you read the Quran, if you need the how long we need to be able to recite the Quran? The question is very simple. I have a book. I'm going to recite the book. How long is it going to take me to recite the Quran? And by the way, all those numbers are wrong. He said 40 days. Then he changed it. He make it a month. Then he make it 20. Then he said 15. Then he said 10. Then he said 7. What does that mean? The Quran is shrinking. Is that correct? Because if the Quran is increasing in pages, then the number should be increased, not the opposite. So he start with 40 days. Then it become 1 month. So we took 10 days off. Then he took another 10 days off, became 20. Then now he did not take 10 days off. He took 5 days off, became 15. And now he did not take 10 days off. He took he took 5. So now it's 10 days. And then he did not now take 10 days. He took 3 days, and now it is 7. So if we take this into consideration too, we will find that the Quran, what the Muslims they have today, is totally different from what the Quran the Muslims they have before, if it was exist.